The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You don't have to be rich to travel well. The most beautiful in the world is, of course, the world itself. Travel far enough, you meet yourself. The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Don't tell me how educated you are, tell me how much you travel. Live to travel. Travel to live. No one realizes how beautiful it is to travel until he comes home and rests his head on his old, familiar pillow. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. When you travel alone, you get the opportunity to meet yourself. To get away from one's working environment is, in a sense, to get away from one's self, and this is often the chief advantage of travel and change. Take only memories, leave only footprints. Stuff your eyes with wonder, live as if you drop dead in 10 seconds. See the world. It's more fantastic than any dream made or paid for in factories. Once a year, go someplace you've never been before. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. To travel is to discover that everyone is wrong about other countries. The impulse to travel is one of the hopeful symptoms of life. Once in a while it really hits people that they don't have to experience the world in the way they have been told to. Sometimes one day in a different place gives you more than 10 years of life at home. Solo traveling fulfills the need for solitude. The goal is to die with memories, not dreams. Traveling, it leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took the one less traveled by. Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. There was nowhere to go but everywhere, so just keep on rolling under the stars. If you think adventure is dangerous, try routine, it's lethal. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters, in the end. Live your life by a compass, not a clock. Not all those who wander are lost. Tourists don't know where they've been, travelers don't know where they're going. Better to see something once than hear about it 1,000 times. We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm, and adventure. There is no end to the adventures we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. A journey is like marriage. The certain way to be wrong is to think you control it. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. We wander for distraction, but we travel for fulfillment. A ship is always safe ashore, but that is not what it's built for. A journey is best measured in friends rather than miles. Adventure may hurt you, but monotony will kill you. So shut up, live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. The gladdest moment in human life, methinks, is a departure into unknown lands. 20 years from now you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore. Dream. Discover. I am not the same, having seen the moon shine on the other side of the world. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. Live life with no excuses, travel with no regret. If we were meant to stay in one place, we'd have roots instead of feet. Once the travel bug bites, there is no known antidote, and I know that I shall be happily infected until the end of my life. One of the great things about travel is that you find out how many good, kind people there are. The journey itself is my home. We travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us. To move, to breathe, to fly, to float, to gain all while you give, to roam the roads of lands remote, to travel is to live. Traveling allows you to explore different versions of yourself. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. He who is outside his door has the hardest part of his journey behind him. Like all great travelers, I have seen more than I remember and remember more than I have seen. Travel makes one modest. You see what a tiny place you occupy in the world. Live with no excuses and travel with no regrets. Travel is glamorous only in retrospect. Traveling tends to magnify all human emotions. For the born traveler, traveling is a besetting vice. Like other vices, it is imperious, demanding its victims time, money, energy, and the sacrifice of comfort. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. I would rather own a little and see the world than own the world and see a little of it. There's something about arriving in new cities, wandering empty streets with no destination. I will never lose the love for the arriving, but I'm born to leave. I have found out that there is no surer way to find out whether you like the people or hate them than to travel with them. A man travels the world over in search of what he needs and returns home to find it. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Joy is found not in finishing the activity, but in doing. The inner journey of travel is intensified by solitude. Investment in travel is an investment in yourself. Once you have traveled, the voyage never ends, but is played out over and over again in the quietest chambers. The mind can never break off from the journey. One's destination is never a place, but a new way of seeing things. I travel because it makes me realize how much I haven't seen, how much I'm not going to see, and how much I still need to see. Solo travel not only pushes you out of your comfort zone, it also pushes you out of the zone of others' expectations. Half of the fun of travel is the aesthetic of lostness. Some journeys can be only traveled alone. A person susceptible to wanderlust is not so much committed to movement as committed to transformation. I am never happier than when I am alone in a foreign city. It is as if I had become invisible. The man who goes alone can start today, but he who travels with another must wait until that other is ready. I love the feeling of being anonymous in a city I've never been to before. Climb the mountain so you can see the world, not so the world can see you. Never go on trips with anyone you do not love. Nothing behind me, everything ahead of me, as is ever so on the road. What you've done becomes the judge of what you're going to do, especially in other people's minds. When you're traveling, you are what you are right there and then. Travel brings power and love back into your life. A man of ordinary talent will always be ordinary, whether he travels or not, but a man of superior talent will go to pieces if he remains forever in the same place. I travel not to go anywhere but to go. I travel for travel's sake. The great affair is to move. Stop worrying about the potholes in the road and enjoy the journey. We travel, some of us forever, to seek other states, other lives, other souls. All journeys have secret destinations of which the traveler is unaware. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. Good company in a journey makes the way seem shorter. Our happiest moments as tourists always seem to come when we stumble upon one thing while in pursuit of something else. So much of who we are is where we have been. Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. Travel is more than the seeing of sights, it is a change that goes on deep and permanent in the ideas of living. The journey, not the arrival, matters. Travel and change of place impart new vigor to the mind. To my mind, the greatest reward and luxury of travel is to be able to experience everyday things as if for the first time, to be in a position in which almost nothing is so familiar it is taken for granted. Travel, the best way to be lost and found at the same time. I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list. Travel is never a matter of money but of courage,